Hey, what's up, fellas? I'm my luscious female fan, Steve Alicious here, and we're back with finally a case for the Galaxy Fold 2. It took long enough. There wasn't a whole lot of selection, unless you wanted to go with one of those Samsung cases, but finally, I got a third-party case. It's the Spigen Thin Fit off of Amazon. Link will be in the description, but like I say in the title, if you're looking for a case, if you're thinking about this one, if you're just saying, oh, geez, just any case I could get my hands on at this point, I'll take. Wait, watch the entire review. I'm not saying it's worthless. I'm not saying you wouldn't want to use it and still wouldn't want to buy it, but understand what you're getting. I didn't get all of what I thought I was getting protection-wise, and you might be in the same boat. So, I didn't bother with the Samsung cases. I'm saying, whoa, wait, hold on now. I got to pay $50 or $60 for either the leather one or the stand one, the clip one, or whatever it is, and it's only covering the back half of the phone. If I'm going to spend that kind of money, I at least want, you know, this part to be protected, the hinge to be protected, the front screen, at least something protecting the front screen. So I understand, you know, was it going to be, maybe the hinge protection wasn't going to be there, but at least give me something on the front. Now, this might be a design thing, because the original Fold, you had so much bezel on the front that you could cover a lot of it, just leave a little spot for the speaker, and be okay and get some wrapping protection on the front of the original Fold. But this one, because it's just basically the only thing showing are the screen and the side bit of hinge, you're in a little bit more of a spot. So that brings us to the Spigen Thin Fit. $30 on Amazon. Link, like I said, will be in the description. I'm thinking, okay, good. I get the back protection, but I also get some bumper protection that'll work nicely. As you can see, there's only one bit of it left on the phone. Now, let's talk about the material. If you're worried about the thin fits, because the thin fits for other phones are usually the slippery or plastic, don't worry about that here. This is actually nice and thick. It's actually rubberized texture like you get on the back of a BlackBerry, so that's excellent for grip. So don't worry about that. I know a lot of times the thin fits, and you know, the thin fits on the other phones, to be fair, are usually what? $12? $14 maximum? So this one, for $30, you are getting a premium material on a non-slip, and it does provide good protection around the camera. So there is a raised bit around the camera hump, so when you place it on a table, you get that. So you're getting the functionality of, you know, do you want to throw your phone around? No, especially not a Fold 2 that you paid a lot of money for. But you want to, you know, that little inch drop where you could just lay it down on a table and not worry about it sliding off the other end of the table or damaging the phone just by kind of doing the drop onto a table. So that it provides good protection for, and we'll get to some of the other functionality of it in a moment. But the other part of the case, and this is something I thought was goofy on that Microsoft Duo device as well, with the bumper. So you open it up, and this is a lot thinner than I thought it would be. And I want to say it's flimsy, because what are they actually going to do? Material-wise, you can see some of the problems that we're going to get to in a second. So you get this, which is kind of a glorified bumper that goes, it fits nicely on the device, but the problem is, in order to keep it there, especially since this part isn't the issue, okay, the part that covers the actual hinge isn't the issue. The part is this bit here. See how flexy that is already? There's no structure to that. So they get around that by applying these adhesive strips inside the device. Now, here's a problem. I don't know if you can see it from this one. When I went to peel, that's not going to focus at all. Try to focus it in there. No, it's going to have a hard time. But when I went to peel off the coverings for the adhesive strips, on 2 or 3 of them, the entire adhesive came up with it. So the cover and the adhesive came up. And so already that's basically ruined me. I put it back in on this one. It's really going to struggle to focus here, but I put it back in on this one, but it's already offset. It's just not, it's not the same. Anytime you're dealing with these pull tabs and adhesive strips on cases, I think you've already lost, at least in my opinion. You're not going to get the experience that you want with a clip-on. Now, if I take these out, would this function as a kind of clip-on type case? I think so. It fits well, and it'll hold on there. But the problem that happened to me, and the reason why I took it off almost immediately after putting it on, is that, first off, this part, I was getting the adhesive wasn't even sticking to it. you were getting that kind of adhesive sticking sticker noise coming back up and down every single time that you touch the phone and touch the display, which drive me nuts. I mean, maybe that's an OCD, a picky thing, but it was absolutely driving me nuts that every time you were trying to push the adhesive down, and it was popping back up every time. And the other thing that was happening was because this is so flimsy, and there really isn't adhesive in this spot here, you were getting a lot of flex. And every time you were opening and closing it, you were kind of getting that bowing action, and it just wasn't for me. And I don't listen, I love Spigen cases. I think they're affordable solutions to a lot of case needs. I think a lot of times you're paying way too much for cases. The Spigen stuff is quality, it fits well, and it protects the phone well. And I just think it's going to be the design of the Fold itself, which how much can you actually do technically to protect the phone with so little bezel to actually chomp into. And like the back, you see the back, you get a situation where, yeah, there's enough to wrap around and then still have anchor points here. Basically, this entire back plate is one giant anchor point that then goes to the front. There's nothing like that here on the other side. There's nothing. So you're just relying on basically the adhesive and just the little bit of the band that it's able to cover. And you can't even really wrap around on this side. That's why you have to rely on the adhesive, because that's the hinge. So I think you're going to be in a tough spot. Now, the tough armor that they're making, that you have to wait until 2022 to get, these cases are nuts. You're waiting forever for this. And also the OtterBox one. I like the fact that they wrap all the way around, and they also cover the hinge with a little bit of material. So maybe that wrap around from the back, the wrap on the hinge going to this side will provide a better anchor point. I hope I'm explaining that well, but provide enough stability here that you don't feel like it's a flimsy little whatever that they're putting on here that is flexing and bowing and creaking because you have it on there. And I don't even think it provides that much additional protection, because how often are you really doing this with your Fold 2? I don't think that's something that you really are going to be doing a lot. I mean, especially with the weight distribution on the Fold 2, you're not going to be putting this face down. You're really going to be putting it like this. Now, with the material that it is, I think as an alternative to the Samsung, which is, what, $50, $60 for just the back cover, you are getting a point when you feel confident that you could hold it with one hand. I mean, you already kind of do because the weight distribution is excellent, but this really gives you that confidence and that extra grip that you could, you know what, I could hold this like this all day long and not feel like anything crazy is going to happen. It's not going to slip out of my hand. Where if you were doing it before, you know, you come out, you're a Fold person, you got it outside, you got it at any sort of height, you're holding it like this, right? You're holding it two hands, you got your weight behind, you got your fingers behind it for the weight, and you're kind of cradling it if you're even taking it out at all right now without a case. So this gives you a little bit of more peace of mind. And not just a placebo either. This is actually, you get this and you can grip. It has a little bit of bulk to it. It has that nice rubberized texture, like I said, like a BlackBerry, and you can kind of get a good hold of it, and it works well as a case. So, overall, as long as you understand what you're getting, I recommend it. Okay? Especially for $30 as opposed to the $50 and $60 for the Samsung ones that you're just getting the back as well. But don't go into it. I think personally, if you go into it thinking, oh, gee, good, I'll get the two sides worth of protection, I think you're going to be disappointed like I was, because that was my thought going in. All right, I'm going to get two bits of, as we smacked the camera really hard, I'm going to get two sides of protection, and away we go while I wait for the Tough Armor one to come out, which gives me even more protection. So understand what you're getting going in. It's a nice rubberized back case, but to me, that's all I'm going to be using it for. So, we finally got some case at least. If you've made it this far, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. We're going to have the 1 month plus review of this coming up, what's changed. So stay tuned for that. Until next time, have that Steve-licious day.